Hello, the doc is in, and welcome back to another chapter of Chainsaw Man, chapter 119. Whew, chapter is pretty spicy. Coming off the last chapter, which was also pretty good, right? We know that Asa has been invited to Denji's house, and he's basically like, hey, you gotta follow the rules or you'll die. And there we are. We're about to find out about the rules and enter Denji's house for the first time in part 2 of Chainsaw Man. So that's pretty exciting. So let's begin. Chapter starts off. We see Denji and Asa walk over to his house. They get there, open the door. Rule number 1, don't open the door to any apartment other than mine. Asa, well, duh. Why would I go to someone else's apartment when I don't live over here? And Denji's just like, oh shit, you kind of spitting. Good point. They go inside, you see the little living space. It's alright. It's about what you would expect out of Denji. Not too dirty, but not the cleanest. That's okay. Apparently they're watching a movie. They sit, they're talking. Well, not talking, but they're just watching whatever. Rule number 2, don't open the fridge. Asa, once again, well, of course, I don't live here. Why would I open the fridge in your house? Denji, oh yeah, good point. Rule number 3, the most important one. This is where this panel, this little section is the first time we get to see Naoyuta in part 2. Well, at least since a while ago, right? So we kind of see her from a distance, not silhouetted, but like kind of like not a good shot of her. We see her walking a whole bunch of dogs, and basically Denji's like, hey, she got my roommate, which is interesting that you described her as a roommate, but previously kind of described her as like kind of like a little sister. I guess it kind of, their relationship's a little ambiguous even to Denji. He's like, yeah, she has like a interesting personality. Anyway, point is, don't make out with me in front of her. Asa, huh? What do you thought we were gonna make out or something? Denji is like, I know, but like you're here and like, you know, things can happen. And Asa's like, hell no. You think I like you? I don't. I actually hate you. And Denji's, you know, I'm sure he's a little shocked because he's like, you know, we asked you on a date. Then I asked you on a date and you said yes. So why would I assume you hate me? I thought, you know, we had something that was building up here. And basically Asa like just really heavily pushes him away, right? And she's basically like, hey, you know, you're weird. If you're hanging out with me, you'll die. It's for the best. After this movie, I'm gonna just be outie, you know? That's just how it is. And so then, you know, awkward silence ensues, and Asa's just watching a movie. Denji's kind of looking at the screen as well, but you know, he's just in his head like, damn, how did I fuck it up? Like, you know, did I mess it up on the first date? Does she think I smell? Do I smell like dog? Maybe I shouldn't sleep with the dog. But then he's like, wait, hold on, dogs don't smell bad. Asa, dude, dogs stink. Follow up, Yoru in the clutch. The War Devil, really the Rizz Devil, she just crawls on over, goes in, just guessed. So first kiss, not with Asa, with Yoru. Yoru's in there like the people be in the swimming pool in the summer. Shit was devious. But she still got kissed, right? And they're kind of macking. Enter Naoyuta. We got the dogs hopping in, right? And actually, the silhouette of Naoyuta standing at the door actually looks like Makima, just like with the braid and the hair and everything. Anyway, moving on from that, Naoyuta sees them making out, and so she's like, well, beef, chain, straight through Yoru's skull. End of chapter. See what I tell you? It's good. It is a good chapter. If I had to, okay. Well, first off, the rules, they're interesting. My assumption is that these rules are one of two ways. You kind of can't really quite tell, but my assumption is that these are rules that Naoyuta gave to Denji, right? And so Denji just follows the rules for simplicity's sake. because I would explain why there's all these, why these rules seem kind of like weird and like don't really make sense. And so I imagine the idea is that Denji's kind of like, I tell her these rules not because like it makes sense to her, but I just tell her because, you know, just in case, which is why Asa has to have the reaction of like, well, duh, why would I ever do that? And because the rules apply to Denji as well, it's kind of like how would I say, that's kind of why he's saying why the rules don't sound like they make sense for her, but they may make some sense to him. Like, for example, why he can't open the doors of other people's apartment except his own, or maybe because he's having a friend over. Part of like the way Naruto works is that when he has guests over, they can't do certain things, which is why he then has, you know, these rules. And especially clear with the last rule, with it directly involving Naruto. Or at least in a sense you can say maybe these are Denji's rules and they're rules made in service of protecting people he brings over from Naruto. I mean, you can kind of go either way with it. I feel like we'll get more of a clarification on what exactly is going on by next chapter, seeing as Yoru has broken a rule, which, considering the end of the chapter, it is, I mean, there's a lot of directions this could go. This could go in the Control Devil route of where now Asa slash Yoru becomes a tool of Naruto's. This also could go in the direction of the reason why she says this isn't because she caught Denji making out, because technically she didn't exactly, because they weren't actually kissing at the moment of her entry. They're just really close, like they're about to start kissing again, because it just finished. So you could make the argument that the reason why Naruto says this is because she's a Control Devil and she's one of the four horsemen, and she sees Yoru in control and therefore is like, you stole this body. Like I said, this chapter is full of like wobblers. Like it could go either way. It's like, are the rules Denji's rules to protect everybody from Naruto, or are these Naruto's rules and to protect for Denji to protect his friends, he needs to tell them the rules? Is Naruto talking to Yoru? Is she talking about just Asa in general? Did she break the rules? Did she not break the rules? Lots of wobblers. But one thing that is clear is that Asa, one, likes Denji. That is very, very clear, and she still likes him, which is why she gets all flustered by the idea of them making out, and is also why she looks all dour when having to tell Denji that basically like, oh, we're gonna have to, like, we can't see each other anymore because if we hang out too much you'll end up dying. But likely in reference to Yoru taking over, and like if they get too close, Yoru's gonna turn him into a weapon and make him a really powerful weapon, etc., which doesn't work in her favor because she actually cares about Denji. And Denji actually really likes Asa because he hopes that his attempts at being like building this relationship and going on dates is actually working out. And as he's seeing that it doesn't seem to be working out, or Asa showing a lack of interest, he kind of gets concerned in his own way, when she somehow gets completely distracted by the idea of like dogs smelling bad or not. But nonetheless, with that all being said, great chapter. Next chapter, if I had to make a theory, my guess is that in some way, shape, or form, either, I think one of two things is either that we're going to go the Control Devil route where Naruto realizes that she's the War Devil, and so either they have like a moment where War and Control talk, and then they kind of like things revert, and so nothing bad comes of it, and they and Denji's just confused and Naruto doesn't mention it. Or we go the Naruto route where it's kind of like Asa broke the rules, Naruto is now punishing her, Denji convinces Naruto to chill out, everything's reverted, and Yoru is aware that this is a Control Devil. Asa's like, what? Why is he living with the Control Devil? And we kind of just go off from there, and they still don't figure out that Denji's Chainsaw Man. And yeah, that's about it for this chapter. Thanks for watching. Doc is out. Peace.
Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe and watch the videos on the right. Other than that, the doc is out. Bye.